Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So evidently I am done with the final Necropolis run with the Carina challenge, and I do have a rank 3 C200 Deathless Thanos now. And I'll be honest, I really like the challenge. I think the team with the synergies is actually really good for that Necropolis run. You do have answer for every single fight, and effectively you can tear through it without any meaningful amount of revives at all. So I did want to say to Kabam that putting aside all the issue with the people not having all the deathless champions and not being happy with Kabam, as a challenge on its face, when you collect these champions and then make a team from them, well, first of all, I'm happy it's over and done. It does feel like finally we got some closure. It feels like Thanos is a great champion, and the final Necropolis run is quite awesome. I think that Deathless Mausoleum was a fair quest as well, but then jumping straight into Necropolis, I quickly realized that you can solo just about all the fights for the path that I chose anyways. And that is exactly what this video is going to be. I'm gonna explain you exactly how my Necropolis run went in case you didn't watch it live, and also where I used my revives and how, basically. Also give you some notes on the fights should there be need for some. I chose to run path 1 all the way through. So we have Titania, Vision Arcus, Omega Sentinel, Airwalker, Captain Britain. She was bugged though, so realistically I was planning to use Vision there, but since reverse controls were not working, I just went in and soloed with Thanos. Then we do have Wiccan, Psycho Man, Guardian, Valkyrie, Red Guardian, Cap Sam, Dragon Man, Cap Infinity War, and Noah, and the final boss. All the Deathless champions that I used were rank 2 and a rank 3 Thanos. So all the regular ones rank 2 and Thanos was rank 3, but Thanos was not the MVP of this run by a long shot. So let's start with the first one. Titania is a fairly easy She-Hulk solo. There's not much else to say there. Once you kind of establish yourself, She-Hulk, Titania is throwing specials and you're just good. Arcus, quite easy guillotine solo. It takes a while, but rank 2 guillotine solos that fight well, you just basically spam level 1s. That's it. You get rid of his power gain buff and you neutralize him, and it's basically a vanilla fight where you want to avoid parrying. Omega Sentinel, I started with King Groot. I did about half of Omega Sentinel with King Groot initially. I just wanted to see how he does there, and then I finished off with Thanos, not Thanos, but Thanos. So that was also, towards the end, it was more annoying. I was getting, hindered by all the Necropolis nodes, but we finished just fine. Airwalker, I started with Guillotine, but I screwed up a little bit. And then I brought in my She-Hulk, and She-Hulk soloed. So both of these fights were not solos, but they could have been had I went in with the better champion initially. And I finished them without revive still at this point. Captain Britain was a Thanos solo. Again, she was bugged. Otherwise, I would have used... here we're gonna add 5 bugged. So, 5 bugged, use Vision otherwise. Wrap, there we go. And Vision probably will take like 1 revive to do that fight, most likely, because Vision actually can do half decent damage and fully synergized. So, moving further, we have Wiccan. Wiccan was a fairly easy and quick She-Hulk solo. Just basically do not parry, so you do not get that neutralize on, and otherwise, just spam your level 1s and bait out level 1s from Wiccan. He's gonna regen. You can reverse that regeneration as the fight goes on. The regen is more potent, and overall it's quite an easy fight. Psycho Man, I thought Thanos is going to be great, but Thanos got kind of hindered a lot against Psycho Man, And I ended up bringing in my She-Hulk when she was at a very, very low health, because I thought it would be a throwaway fight, and then I would just, revive and heal up for a team revive. And no, She-Hulk is amazing for that fight. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, She-Hulk just destroys that fight. So was very happy with that. Guardian, this should have been a solo. I just ate 2 level 2s. That's it. Whilst I kind of got used to the not switching the combos all the time, because this node in the second half effectively forces you to alternate your combos. But if you just do 4-hit combos, you don't need to worry and think about it, and that's by far the easiest way. Do 4-hit combos or finish heavy attacks, and yeah, don't eat level 2s, and you'll be perfectly fine. And similar kind of Valkyrie against Vision. I think it's a 1 revive fight. I just screwed up a bit. Realistically, that's all that was. Made some silly mistakes, screwed up. It was like 3 revives, I believe, when it should have been like 0 or 1. Well, realistically, 1. And yeah, Vision does that fight very, very well. There's not much to add, just get your charges in order to be able to phase, to, keep your Furies paused. You can get like a whole bunch of Furies thanks to synergies and pause them for longer. And it's realistic to maintain all of them, and, you end up doing like 20k mediums or something. It's not the fastest fight by no means, but, Vision did kind of better. Like when he's synergized, he's almost good. And he was very good for the Valkyrie fight. Red Guardian was quite an easy She-Hulk solo. They're basically, in the later phases, you just want to make sure that whenever his shield would shatter, you do it with a relic or a special attack, and that's it. Cap Sam, you could use a ton of champions here. Thanos might have been a faster option, but I just used the She-Hulk because I was kind of in a She-Hulk rhythm. And I was exclusively throwing level 3s, so I did not have to worry about him auto-blocking me. And She-Hulk did still have enough damage, despite not being able to ramp up properly from level 1s and level 2s, to finish out the fight in a solo. And also, the reason why I kind of picked She-Hulk was because she's Rupture immune, thanks to the synergies, so you could block freely in the fight, which I absolutely loved. Then we have Dragon Man. Which is an easy She-Hulk solo, because you do have that power control in level 2s, and that's what I basically did, spammed my level 2s. Captain America Infinity War, just brought in She-Hulk, was an easy solo. It's about as basic fight as you can possibly get. And Nova, I brought in Thanos, and it did not work out great, and then I just defaulted to my She-Hulk, and she did great, and she, finished just about the solo. And for Grandmaster, I did have a fairly rough time. I used basically all the champions. Initially, it's fine getting to 3rd phase when you have to do everything in reverse controls. I do not know why, but there is a different timing. At least it seems to me that the timing is different when you have to await the level 1 in reverse controls. And I got a bit tilted. So I used a bunch more revives than I should have on the Grandmaster boss. And that was by far the most frustrating bit. But obviously, Vision for the final phase, because he's reverse control immune thanks to the synergies, and that was it. So, the entire path effectively was like a team revive and like 5 single revives, which, just about all of that could have easily been avoided and prevented if I just didn't get frustrated around this bit here, or distracted in this stream. Overall, again, it was, I think, very, very good challenge, and this team is definitely capable of taking some other parts as well. I do think that you should be perfectly capable of doing part 3 for most part. I think it might be a slightly bit more difficult against like America Chavez, Hitmonkey, and Sauron than it was against these guys, because, all of these are basically solos, but I think it's definitely doable here. I am not entirely sure on which parts you would want to do on the right side. I know you definitely don't want to do this one, because, it's reverse controls, and you do not want to do so many fights with Vision, or some of these fights were quite tricky. And then you'd also have to do Vision for the Silas Centurion. So I think it's 1 or 3 that is best, realistically. maybe Path 5? Maybe. But I think 1 or 3 is the best. 1 is definitely the easiest. And yeah, very happy that I chose Guardian Path in Section 2 as well. But that was my run. Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad actually. And again, I do want to give credit for Kabam because every single fight seemed to have like a really, really good answer or a couple in here. And in between the synergies, in between everything else, and She-Hulk just beasting through. Yeah, I enjoyed my time. It was quite hype. I am happy I have finally gotten my Thanos and Awakened. So, hope this video helps you guys. If it does, hit all the good buttons, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have